Why, hello. I'm super excited to be here today. Thank you for everyone who is joining me today live on my first episode and those who will watch the replay. I am not only super excited, but this has been something that is near and dear to my heart that I have been wanting to do, and that's create a talk show slash podcast. So I thought that the best way to debut this is to actually not only tell you a little bit about my story, but tell you what my vision is. So I know you saw my video where I said, I am the educational Oprah. That is my vision. I feel that as educators and entrepreneurs, we need a platform. We need somewhere where we can share our stories and amplify our voice in the community. So, the Emancipated Educator is a talk show and podcast specifically for you. So, what can you expect on Wednesdays at 7 o'clock? Hey, out there, you can expect every other Wednesday, you'll get a video. Now, tonight is extremely special because interviewing someone that is very important to this show. Let me see if you can guess. It's me. We are interviewing me. Now, I know you say, Tierra, you know everything about yourself. Well, a lot of people who watch this, you do not. So I asked someone that is very special to me, which is my daughter, to send me some questions. So I'll be going through those questions and answering them on air. So that's what tonight is about. And not only this Wednesday and also on May 30th, will you get a video, the talk show version of the Emancipated Educator, but you will also receive the podcast version as well. So, as an educator, I understand that we all learn and take in content differently. So, for those of us that like to maybe drive and just listen to things or maybe work out and listen to something that's inspirational, we have the podcast for you. And those of us who love to see a friendly face or to actually see the emotions that are invoked on the screen, hey, that's what you'll get every other Wednesday from me and a guest. So tonight, I'm my first guest. I'm super excited. Also, if you are out there and you're watching it live, I truly would love for you to, if you're logged into YouTube, you can make a comment and I can display it on the screen. Otherwise, please share your comments and your questions and also subscribe so that you will get all the notifications when we are on air. So 7 o'clock on Wednesdays. All right. So here is the first question and actually all the questions are coming from Uriah, unless you guys share some with me. So here you can please put your questions and comments below. Now, Uriah wants to know, what made you become emancipated? Okay, girl, who's your mom? So, what made me become emancipated? So, first of all, let me truly share with you, what do I mean by being an emancipated educator? So, emancipated, of course, is free. In my mind, is free thought, free thinking, knowing where you are, who you are, and not conforming to any other ideas that do not serve the purpose of what you feel that you're here for. So, I know we have all been in situations where we may have felt that our hands were tied behind our backs, or we just had to kind of go with the flow or produce what is expected. Well, those that I interview on this talk show and on a podcast, they don't think that way. They are in whatever field. They can be educators, of course, and also they can be still in the classroom or working for a Fortune 500 company or for themselves. But I want to hear those free thinkers. And with Uriah's question, what made me become emancipated was the moment I decided to become an educator. Why was that an emancipated moment? Well, my career trajectory was to be an attorney. I know. I always, from a little girl, wanted to be a lawyer. And when I got to college, the Alabama State University, I just knew I was going to study pre law, which I started that way, and then become an attorney. Well, that emancipated thinking, I started to become more engulfed in education, and I had this amazing work study where I got a chance to go into the schools and help the students with reading and learning different concepts. And it felt like fun to me. I didn't feel the way that I felt when I was studying my criminal justice courses. So I told my mom, and she really could not believe it. I said, "Mom, I think I'm going to switch my major from being an attorney to being a teacher." Well, why was that emancipated? Because my mom really thought that I was losing my mind. She reminded me, "Girl, a teacher only makes a certain amount of money. With an attorney, you can do this, this, that." And for me, I'm a Taurus, which means that if I make a decision, I'm going to stick with it. And so that was my thought process. I felt that my talents and skills were used better in the classroom or to make a change within the youth. And I have been in this industry for 23 years and been doing so many different things in and around education. I educate adults and I also still educate students. So that was the moment I became emancipated, when I chose myself and my choice, and not the amount of money that I could make, but I went with what felt good to me. So that was a good question, Uriah. So let's see what else she asked. Hold on one second. All right. So with Uriah, she also asked me, how does it feel to work for myself after working for someone else for so long? And that's a great question, because I will be honest with you, this is the hardest that I've worked ever in my life. Listen, I don't know who out there believes that when they become an entrepreneur, they'll work less. You actually work more, but it's a good type of work, because this work that you're doing is for you. Just the idea that you can have a vision and then with your sweat equity, make it a actual realization. Actually see what you think so you can really believe it, see it, and make it happen. So that's what had me infatuated by being an entrepreneur. And again, yes, it's hard work, but it's hard work to make an impact and to live in my purpose. I'm going to quote someone who I truly believe in, Lisa Nash. And one of the things that she always says is that I don't want to leave any potential in my casket. And that is so true. When someone stands up and talks about Tiara and what they know about me, I want them to be exhausted talking about how much of a difference I made in my community and within others. Because people remember what you do. And even if they don't remember what you say, they remember what you do. So that was a great question, Uriah. All right. So her next question: how did I start my company? Well, my company is Inspire, Engage, and Educate. And I know you guys have probably heard me say that a million times. So, Inspire, Engage, Educate is a company that I actually started right after breast cancer. So, a lot of times we have ideas and we sit on them, but success loves speed. So, when you do get an idea, you want to jump on it, because sometimes you look around and somebody else has already started on the idea that came to you first. So, with my company, I wanted to make an impact in education. I wanted to make an impact within the community, and I thought about all the talents and skills that I had and how I enjoyed inspiring people, and how could I capitalize on that so much that I could take care of myself, but also make a sustainable impact. So that's how I started my company. And when I think about those days when I began, my whole thought process was I was going to be a motivational speaker, and that was what I really was going to focus my time on. But you know what? We cannot give God or whomever you believe in. We can't. We can manifest what we want, but what we cannot do is decide what exactly we're going to do. Right. So that path of wanting to be an inspirational or motivational speaker and to help small business owners has morphed in so many different ways. I've been able to create events, experiences. I've been able to also help others be connected with people who could give them jobs. So I take pride in that. So that was a great question. If you have any questions, please, please, please share them. I want to see what you have to say. I will definitely display them. And the next question is, was it scary when I took a leap of faith? Yes, it was extremely scary because I knew that in the industry that I was in, which was education, I knew that if I held on for my 30 years, I would have a promise of a retirement. And I knew that if I banked on my ideas, the retirement would really be solely on me and what I was able to make for myself. So after I got beyond the, you know, waiting on retirement idea, it was easy to make a decision because I thought about when I had breast cancer and how every moment is precious and money means nothing, but time means everything because you can't get it back. I thought, our time is now. So I should do whatever I want to do and worry about the rest. As long as I could take care of my bills and I had resources, I was okay. So, yes, it was scary. And sometimes it still gets scary when I have to make a big decision. But one thing that I know is that I'm not living in my purpose if I'm not challenging myself. When you want to grow, you got to get uncomfortable. And that's what I've been able to do constantly. And I'm asking all of you to do the same thing. So, whatever you have in your mind that stops you from being emancipated in any way, I need you to let it go and go after whatever it is. We get one life. So, let me see. Okay. What advice do I have? That kind of goes into, she asks, what advice do I have for someone who wants to start a business? Well, the first thing that I want you to do, if you do want to start a business, is I want you to get clear. And what do I mean by that? I want you to think about what is your why. And the reason why is because if you know what your why is and you understand, no matter how much money you make, you know that you are making a decision because you want, let's say, for instance, your why can be you want to travel more with your children, or you want to have more flexibility in your schedule, or you want to actually see what you can do when you put your mind to actually building a dream. Whatever your why is, it has to be something that sustains you when times get tough, because anytime that you're building something that's going to last, it has to be tested. Diamonds are not made overnight, right? You get the cubic zirconias, but the diamonds, they're built under pressure. So you have to understand, if you do want to start a business, I want you to make sure that you are holding on to your why you think that your idea will be a solution for someone. If you are someone that has an idea to start a product line, what problem is it solving for someone? And even better, if you don't make that product, how would that impact the person that's waiting on you? So, those are the things that you really need to think about. Last but not least, what is the biggest benefit of being able to start this whole experience with you guys? Those of you who are watching now, please, 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 please put a comment or a question. I want to hear from you. These are the questions from my daughter, Uriah. But I also want you guys to understand this. I'm starting this journey. I will be and am educational Oprah. Right now, we are coming live from my studio in my house, but mark my words, we'll be coming live from a studio somewhere in the world, because that is something that I want. And at this point in my life, God makes happen what I want. I gotta be his favorite. I'm just playing. We all are his favorite. Thank you so much. Thank you. So I just want you guys to come back next Wednesday. Thank you. Come back next Wednesday and understand that it will be a podcast, but you will have the images of myself and the person that I'm interviewing, and even a little reel about the person so you can get to know them and get to know their story. If you want to be interviewed, please, 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 if you know someone who should be interviewed, who is emancipated in their mindset, I want you to definitely contact me. You can find me. You can make a comment. We want to hear your story. All right, guys. I'm not great by mistake, and neither are you. And for all of my emancipated educators or just the emancipated mindset, keep going. God gave you that vision. So don't get frustrated when you tell your vision to someone and they don't see it. It's yours. So make it come to life. See you guys soon. Bye. Next Wednesday.